Hey everybody, my name is Elliam Henderson, and today I'll be doing a video on documentation required for your commercial check ride. And if I'm understanding that correctly, it's just talking about documents that you need on you. And most of the check rides I've been through, I'll just cover the first 10 minutes of the check ride or so, just kind of how it flows. So good things to have organized and ready to go. Would be first of all, what you need to have legal, to be legal as a pilot in command. So that's your pilot certificate. Hopefully this will be a commercial pilot certificate after this course. Right now it's private with instrument add-on. Next would be photo identification. You need that to prove who you are. These are extra ratings that I have. Lastly would be a medical certificate. You need that on you. And a current one on you to act as PIC. I have a second class medical, which is now the privileges and limitations of a third class. So that's important to know what class you have and what limitations you're currently at. Obviously, if I'm going for a commercial pilot, I wouldn't be able to utilize third class privileges for for-hire operations. I'd have to go get a second class renewed. Besides that, other things on you. Obviously, if you're going through a 141 program, the DP is going to want to see the 141 graduation certificate. So have that readily available. Your logbook is very important to be able to show him. You've completed the flights you say you have all the proper endorsements from the CFI and all of that. So, buying some tabs is very useful to tap out your logbook just to make it easy to find stuff. Besides that, other documentation that you need, in addition to the aircraft logbooks, which I also recommend tabbing out to prove that the aircraft's airworthy. Obviously, that's kind of a different section than what I'm trying to get into, but it's useful all the same. Another thing that I do to stay organized is I have my check ride binder, which pretty much just holds a lot of this information. That way I have it in front of me and I know where it is. So another piece of documentation you need on you would be your written test PLT codes. It's also good to go ahead and print out the PLT codes with the definition of what it is that you missed. For instance, one of the ones I missed was let's see, PLT 008. It was calculate aircraft performance and landing, so I screwed that one up, but it's good to have that there. That way if he wants to see it, he can look at it and reference it through the check ride. Other important stuff to have on you. Weight and balance never hurts for the check ride. Have a printed out one, or if you use ForeFlight, use that too. And I believe that's about it. If I'm blanking on anything, I'm sorry. Just kind of general tips for check rides as well that I can share with y'all. Obviously, if y'all are here, you've kind of been through the process, but I like to keep my binder on me with everything in it to help stay organized. I like to make sure I have a portable charger and an iPad or EFB, whatever y'all use. I go ahead and I have a whole bunch of bags for flying. I have my little tiny bag that I bring with me in the plane, kind of my more other flight stuff that I don't necessarily need for a training flight, more of my overnight bag. And then I have a separate backpack full of kind of all this study material I have, books and stuff like that, heavy crap that I don't need to bring with me, but it's useful to have in the car at the airport. So a copy of the ACS is good to have. I'd bring all your books that you have. This is the PHAC, but I would just go ahead and bring them. Another important thing would be the FAR AIM. Have a FAR AIM and have it tabbed out with what you need to know. Most of the ASA ones in the front, let's see if I can find it for y'all, have this section here. It just kind of outlines all of the FAR and AIM points that are relevant for a commercial pilot, ATP, etc. So it's good to just go ahead and read through all those, throw a tab in there if you think it's important. to know for the check ride. Everything's important in there, but you know, if it's readily important to what you're doing. Another thing that I like to read through before the check rides is the ASA oral exam guide. I usually just read through the book beforehand, make notes of something that I might find important. Let's see what else is there. Usually bring a notebook and a pen is very important. That way, you know, if you need to jot down some notes, calculations, anything like that, it's good to have a scratch piece of paper. Also, I do make notes in here with important stuff that I know I'm prone to forgetting. They say if you write it down, you're more likely to remember it, so I write down stuff in here. I know in my private pilot, airspace was a big thing, so I drew out the airspace triangle diagram I don't know how many times just to try to remember it, as well as the requirements, so that is nice that I know what's in there. It's also on my knee board, which I don't really fly with anymore because I use ForeFlight, but I still have it. Besides that, I think that just about covers it. If I'm missing anything, y'all can leave it in the comments, but I think that about covers it.